Welcome back. It's a brave new world, or should we say a brave new robot world? Take a look at this video of the high school robotics championships held just a few weeks ago at Hofstra University. Students battling it out with bots of their own design for what has become an intensely fun yearly annual competition at Hofstra University. But what's the bigger picture, and what difference will it make for the world that we live in? Are robots in your near future? Well, to answer some of this, joining us right now are our guests. And they are Scott Schuler from the School Business Partnerships of Long Island, the organization that stages these robot wars, so to speak. And one of the robot combatants' human counterparts, that would be Maria Roman. She's a student from the Lindenhurst High School robotics team. And welcome to the show, both of you.
Thank you for having us.
And this here is not a carburetor that we have on the table here.
It is not a carburetor.
Oh, what is that, first of all?
This is actually a miniature robot that we made in 2011. It simply goes up a pole for extra points. And it has your two motors on the side, which you can actually get from FTC, which is a different level of FRC competitions. And then the battery pack, your two rollers, and a magnet just to latch on.
You sound very, when I was talking to you earlier, it sounded to me like you could probably put a transmission together in a car from what you've learned here.
Well, yeah. This year on our robot, we actually built our own transmission.
On the robot?
On our robot, yeah.
And was it with a similar concept as what runs a car?
It wasn't that similar to a car, but the general concepts of transmissions was
the mechanical engineering of it.
Yes.
And that's part of what this is all about, right? Scott, explain why your organization does what it does and what it's supposed to lead to.
Our organization, basically our mission is to inspire students towards careers in technology. So we look to expose students to exciting programs, and what we've done is we've embraced the first programs. So we have programs that range from fourth graders all the way up through seniors in high school. And we look to partner schools with mentors, with adult mentors. I was an adult mentor back some years ago working with a high school to actually apply what the kids are learning in school, the science and math, towards some real practical applications and something that's fun.
So a lot of schools, like your school, Lindenhurst, have these robotic teams. I mean, how do the kids get the resources? I know money's involved. How does it get funded? How does that all happen?
Every school does their own thing. Basically, the program costs an order of magnitude of about $10,000 plus or minus per year, depending on how many events you participate in.
That's fairly significant.
It's fairly significant. Some schools are funded through their budgets. A lot of schools do their own fundraising. They have to work with sponsors, and that's part of the program as well. It's really a little mini corporation that they set up for this robotics program that raises funds and builds the robot.
Well, I'd love to see the video we have of this again, and maybe explain what is the concept of what's being done here. What is it? See how the students embrace this like a football game rally.
Yeah, there's a huge energy and a passion when it comes for robotics. Every kid puts in 110%.
Well, what are they doing here, Maria?
Well, this is the game from this year's Recycle Rush, and the basic premise of this game is that they need to take those gray totes and stack them up for points, put a trash can on top for bonus points, and if they can get a pool noodle on top of that, that's even more. And there's no defense, which meant you have to think very strategically. And teams actually figured out if you throw the pool noodles onto the opposing alliance's side, then you can actually stop them from getting totes from what's called the landfill.
Well, very clever and an incredible ability and talents being expressed here. But what does it lead to, Scott? I mean, this leads to career somehow. We look at that and we wonder, we see a bunch of boxes going down a conveyor belt. I mean, we know it took a lot of genius to put it together, but what does it actually lead to?
Yeah, we're looking to just expose students at an earlier and earlier age to science and technology through these programs. So that way they can consider, is this the right path for them?
So some of them could become engineers?
We look to drive students towards careers in engineering, science, math, the STEM field, science, technology, engineering, math. Just because there are so many openings, there are needs for that. Thousands of jobs within 50 miles of where we're sitting today, opened, looking for people. They're the highest paying careers out there, so we look for those things for our students.
Are you interested in doing this?
Well, actually, First Robotics has morphed in a really fun way where it's opening more doors, and it actually showed me that I have a passion for business and leadership because my team is run like a business and having to get funding and whatnot. So I've actually taken the path of business admin, but we've had students that go on to working with Johns Hopkins as biophysicists, neuropediatric surgeons, whole 9 yards.
Well, so you see it from all ends. You even have to get involved in the fundraising because somebody's got to pay for this, and people do get involved in raising funds for this worthy cause here. Scott Schuler, Maria Roman, we want to thank you both for stopping in today and explaining to us why we shouldn't fear being replaced by robots, but how they're certainly going to be part of our future. And still to come, Nashville on Notice, how two local teens are changing the way country music is written.